It's going to be a good show. Mm-hmm. All right. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green. He leads me beside still water.
Yes, sir. This is Pastor Kelvin Walker. Lord is Dr. Haney's shepherd. He shall not want.
Sure is. All right, good. Don't want for anything now. Yeah. Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is empowering African Americans for political. Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is empowering African Americans for political, economic, and social success. And we have to talk about how African Americans can be empowered for political, economic, and social success, Pastor KWalker. And Pastor KWalker, let me welcome you to the show this morning. And you know by now that your name is KWalker, and I think we've said it on many occasions.
Yes,
but let me welcome you to the show this morning and tell you how delighted we are to have you again with us. And as I have said so often, that certainly you're no stranger to this show, nor are you a stranger to our audience this morning. You've been with us on many, many occasions, and you've presented us with such excellent information that we call upon you time and time again. But let's start off by having you to give our audience some information in reference to your background, your education, and some of your experiences, and then we'll get into empowering African Americans for success, political, social, and economic success. Okay. And I think that if we do it that way, we'll be able to bring together a good show today. Let's start from that perspective.
Well, thank you, Dr. Haney, once again for allowing me the opportunity to come on the show and talk about some things that I think and feel like are very important. My name is Pastor Kelvin L. Walker. I pastor the Hands of God Christian Church. It's located here in Nashville, Tennessee, 600 North 2nd Street. Born right here in Nashville, Tennessee. Went to the public school systems. Back during those early years of my life, man, my character was just kind of out of whack. So I went to school to learn when I wanted to learn, and when I didn't want to learn, I didn't learn. When I wanted to act crazy. So eventually I got myself into a place within the Davidson County school system where I was actually put out of the school system throughout the county and was not able to go. But fortunately enough, there was a safety net out there for me that was had the ability then, to join the military without having to have graduated from high school during those times back in the early 70s. So I went into the United States Navy, stayed in there a short period of time, got out of the Navy, went to OIC, Opportunities Industrialization Center, and got a GED. And from there, I proceeded to go to Tennessee State University. But mind you, all the time that I was going through all these processes, I had a desire to do better in life, but at the same time, I was drug addicted. But I was still trying to push through and forge my way through. And of course, course, my time at TSU didn't last long because of my drug addiction. Eventually, you know, I ended up dropping out of school and the like there. Ended up incarcerated in the state prison system, spent time in the prison system, approximately 5 years of my life in the prison system, incarcerated, in and out of jails and stuff like that. So although I've had some schooling in TSU, Trevecca East Campus Prison Program while I was yet incarcerated, and did some stuff with Edmondson Junior College, which is a now defunct school there itself. But at the same time, not having a degree of in any area, particular area, but just over the years of my life, just have gained just a measure of knowledge in so many different areas, and just from a lot of personal life experiences that I find myself sitting on here in this forum with you on today.
Mm-hmm. You know, when you think, Pastor Walker, in terms of the topic today, empowering African Americans for social, economic, and political success, exactly what do you see as some of the major issues in reference to some of these areas?
Well, you know, Dr. Haney, there are a great number of issues that are major in terms of how it relates to us as a people. One of the things that I think first and foremost is that we have to learn how to educate and equip and empower ourselves. We have to learn how to really go back, search out, and get our own true history, and not just be so reliant upon just some of the stuff that we're taught, because I've learned from my years of living, you know, and my experiences that I had in grade school coming up, that my history was not accurately taught to me. You know, I was made to believe and understand that my history only extended to the shores of this country right here in terms of slavery, and it never went beyond the shores in terms of who I was and where I came from, and you know what the culture was, or you know, the whole gamut of who I am today. It's not just found right here it didn't begin right here on the shores of the United States of America, but it transcended. Absolutely.
Real sense.
Absolutely. It transcended these shores and stuff. And until we go back and get an in-depth knowledge of who we are, then it's kind of hard to direct ourselves, because we've been plagued and saddled by so many different stereotypes that is keeping us from moving forward in the things that we need to move forward in.
And so what we're going to do, Pastor, is to take this first commercial break, but I think that that's exactly what the audience needs to hear this morning in terms of efforts that can be made to improve African Americans, and not only African Americans. I think that some of the things that you're talking about can apply to almost any group.
Absolutely.
You see, because I think that these are things that when people talk about how to be successful, these are some of the things that people generally talk about.
Absolutely.
But we're most concerned at this particular moment with the African American, and I think that what you're doing now is presenting us with some information, and we're going to take this first commercial break, and we're going to be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break.